When you see this part of the video, you'll be in this course site. Now, what we're going to do is work with something called the Dow Jones Index. That's the average of a whole mess of stock prices, what they consider important companies. Now, what we're going to do to get at 12 months of the Dow Jones Index is to go to your thing, and right under Introduction will be a link called Stock. You see that? And what we're going to do is click on that. That should lead you to this site. Now, there's a lot of things. You can enter your own stock and so on, but what we're going to work with first is something called the Dow Jones Modeler. That's this little button over here. If you click on that, you will get 12 months of the Dow Jones. Move my paste out of the way. There you see it. Now it's shown here in graphical form. You can see each of these months and what the Dow Jones is in that month at the beginning of each of those months. Now over here you see the same thing in graphical form, in tabular form. Now, right down on the bottom, you can enter various formulas. Now, it gives you a formula. Now, every formula is a function of the month. So it's something times the month, or something to the power of the month, or something like that. Here, it gives you a sample function. 15569.502 plus 165.693 times the month. Now, this is designed to go through this curve up here. If I hit it, we see we get a line that goes more or less around these guys. Now, in here, we see what each of these values is for this formula. So when we plug 1 into the formula, we get this number. 2, 3, and so on. These are different from the actual stock prices. It's a linear function, and no line will hit all of those points. So this measures how far off each of them is. So in this case, it's 36.28. In this case, it's $420. So you notice that this is smaller, and this one is, the price was smaller, and this one the price was larger, but we keep the absolute error, just the number, not its sign. And that gives us a bunch of errors that we total up here to get $3,034.35. That's the total amount that these points in the line differ from these points that are the actual stock prices. So the idea is to find a line that does this better. One way might be simply to note that maybe that the slope looks a little too low. So let's take this line and increase its slope a little bit. Instead of 165.633, I'm going to change that to 170. And click Enter. Now, you'll see that this line starts out close, but it's a little bit higher in this guy, and the error got lower. But that really didn't achieve it, so this is a little lower error. It's only 2,800 instead of 3,000. But obviously, I was too ginger with that. Let's try 200. And hit Enter. Nothing's going to happen until I hit enter. Okay. Now I've made a substantial reduction, over $700 closer. And you see this line seems to go a lot closer to all of those points. So you can fool around with this. And